our channel. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Rachel, and we're the Stitch Sisters.
We've got another What We Love this week for you.
We
This
have.
is episode 14.
Episode 14. So if you're new to our channel and this is the first episode that you found, there are 13 other ones that you can go back and look at.
Binge watching.
Exactly. We love a binge watch. And in addition to this series of What We Love this week, where we talk about lots of random stuff, whatever's going on in our lives at the moment, we also make lots of sewing and style related content. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then click on the subscribe button and go and see what else we've got for you. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about this week is actually something in response to a couple of comments that we had. Now, we know that a couple of comments is nothing to get hung up on, and we certainly aren't. But we just thought that there might be more people out there thinking it. So basically, there's a couple of people that simply commented on the fact that the content in this What We Love This Week series isn't necessarily what they're interested in, that maybe they started following us for sewing and style, and now these videos of all sorts of random things going on. So basically, we love sewing, that's our first love, it always will be, and style and fashion and all that kind of stuff is always going to be our number one priority.
And that's still happening. That's still happening weekly.
Yes.
And What We Love this week is just a second video every week that you can get.
It's in addition to our usual content. And the reason we decided to start doing it is because we were doing Vlogmas over the Christmas period, and we really enjoyed sharing more of our lives with you, and you guys told us that you really enjoyed seeing all the other things that we're up to.
But we can't do that every day.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic to do it every day, and so we thought that compiling it down to a once a week, half an hour-ish video where we just talk about things that interest us, things that we've been talking about ourselves, and things that are outside of sewing.
Yes. Now, we are sewing obsessed and fashion obsessed, and you guys know that, but believe it or not, there are other things happening in our lives, as I'm sure there are in yours. And so this is our opportunity to have a little bit of fun and to just share some new things that we found, new products, new experiences, and most of you are enjoying it. But we just wanted to say that for those of you who are finding that this is a little bit too off topic, we've made a point of putting this out every Sunday morning, so it's at the same time, and it should be very clearly labelled What We Love This Week. And this is going to be, majority of it is going to be non-sewing related stuff. So if that's not what you're here for, that's perfectly fine. We totally understand. And you can just give this series a miss and stick to the sewing related videos that go out at other times in the week. So we hope that clears things up a little bit for you. The other thing that we wanted to mention is that we know we have started sharing a few things that we've been gifted. And we know that that's a little bit of a tricky subject for lots of people. Some people find it a little bit disingenuous or inauthentic. So
it's new to us as well. This is something that's only just started happening to us because we've reached a certain number, or people have started to see us more, and so we're being approached by people with products and services and asking if we would like to work with them. And so there have been some we've said yes to, and there've been a lot that we've said no to.
And I think gifting does get a little bit of a bad rep because people automatically assume then that they can't trust what you're saying. So we just wanted to clarify that we don't get paid to make YouTube videos. We put a lot of time and effort into doing this, and we don't get paid to do it. And so if we're offered a few perks, then obviously we're not crazy, we're going to take them.
But we try and make them the things that we choose. We try and make them things that we think you guys are interested in as well. So if we love them, we think that you guys will love them too. And we feel that we know you through lots of comments and the interaction that we have with you both here and both on Instagram as well. So we won't try and ram anything down your throat that we don't think you're genuinely interested in.
No, exactly. But also, when we do accept gifts from companies, from brands, then we do not ever promise positive reviews or anything. We literally offer or we agree to share our honest opinions with you. And it just so happens that so far we haven't had anything negative to share about any of the things that we've been given.
But that's because I think we've chosen well.
But I also think that we certainly wouldn't have any issue with doing that if we genuinely didn't feel like we could be positive about something. We would share the truth with you. So we hope that that gives you a little bit of reassurance that just because we're being given the odd thing doesn't mean that our channel is turning into us just trying to sell to you. We make a point of not doing a hard sell, like we say, we're
Not
sharing
too
things we
much of
think
it,
you'll
yeah.
like.
Right, okay, shall we share some stuff then?
Well,
We
yeah,
have
because
got some
speaking of being
sewing-related
gifted,
things.
we have been given some lovely fabric that we wanted to share with you from Material Girl Laura.
Yes. So
So
this
if you
is
pass it up, it's big heavy.
some more holiday makes.
Yes.
in the making. Do you want to do your one first?
I will, yes.
There we go.
Yes.
She always sends it in such, it always comes in bright tissue paper. And can I just say, I love the rainbow sticker.
Wow, of course you do. It's
Of course I
rainbows.
do. It's rainbows. Right.
So Laura has very kindly gifted us a couple of fabrics to make things for a holiday wardrobe, and I have a pattern that is one that you would not look twice at. It's one of those classic examples of, you know, the styling on the envelope being completely wrong.
Yeah.
But I had a very clear vision in my head, and I ordered some double gauze from Laura as part of our mystery shopper video months ago. We'll link to it up here.
Yeah.
And I ordered this Air Force blue colour, and it's lovely quality, and it's still in my stash because I haven't yet decided what to do with it. But she had some other colours for the summer, and she has very kindly sent me this gorgeous coral, and it's going to be amazing in that giant handkerchief dress.
Yeah, we'll put a picture up as well so you can see.
For this, I'm thinking it's going to be my everyday sort of holiday dress. So
Yeah.
I'm going to chuck it on with simple sandals and a big floppy hat, a big straw hat and a straw bag, and I'm gonna just chuck it on over a bikini to go and eat my lunch, or I'm just gonna go for a walk around the town in it. And, and I literally can't wait to make it. It's gonna be like a muumuu, and I'm gonna live in it before and after holiday. So it's definitely going to get some wear.
Yes, it's so soft. It just feels
It's
amazing,
lovely,
and it's
yeah,
such
really
a
good quality.
lovely colour. As what did we say it was? We said it was coral, but it looked as if it had been pasteurised.
Yeah, so obviously you get different shades of colour, or different tones of coral.
Yes.
So this is a kind of more muted tone.
Yes.
It's kind of got more white in it.
It's almost like a sherbet coral.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's lovely.
I love it. So thank you so much for that, Laura. I will get so much wear out of that dress, I promise.
And I went to the other end of the scale because Rachel's gone for a day dress, which is going to be super comfy, and I've gone for the most glamorous pair of evening trousers you can imagine. So this is one of Laura's crepes. And look at that. Woo-hoo. So I'll insert a picture of the pattern because I can't remember the number, but I'm going to make an evening pair of trousers in this fabric. I'm going to make a little top to match with it as well, but I'm just going to pick a black because you can see that I think it is white, but it looks like it's almost like a champagne colour in the background.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for the black to match. I'm going to make the top that's with the trousers. And I just think they're going to be amazing.
They are going to be super glamorous, but that pattern is also really comfy because it is an elasticated waist.
Exactly.
So
I'm going to look
lots
fabulous,
of room for all that souvlaki,
but I can have lots of
waffles and crepes and cocktails and all that stuff.
I'm super pleased with it. I think it's lovely. I think it's not going to crease. I think it's going to wash like a dream.
Yeah,
which is always really
and dry
important.
in seconds. So
Yes.
if you want to wear them more than once on the holiday,
I will.
hang them on the balcony and they'll be dry in like 10 minutes.
So I love them, absolutely love them. So thank you, Laura.
Yes, thank you for that.
Gorgeous fabrics as always. So we're very happy with those.
What else did you want to talk about this week?
Well, I watched a couple of programmes. We've had half term this week, so the kids have been off, and although I've been up to Scotland and I'm away for a wedding this weekend, I've had some chill out time. I've not done any sewing, so I've been chilling out and just kind of pottering around the house, and I watched 3 programmes on the BBC which are based around mental health awareness. And there are 3 programmes with famous faces who have had problems with mental illness. One of them is Alistair Campbell, who has always suffered with depression. And then there's Nadia.
Alistair Campbell is a political... he's a politician.
Well, he's not an
ex-politician.
No, he's not an ex-politician. He's
political advisor.
He's an
first-time lucky.
Ex-political advisor.
I just lump them all in as politicians.
He's a spin doctor.
Yes.
He's that kind of stuff. He did lots of stuff like that. Worked with Tony Blair and things like that. And he's always suffered with depression. And then there's Nadia, who won the Bake Off a couple of years ago, the Great British Bake Off, and she suffers with anxiety and panic attacks. And then the last one is a British actor called David Harewood, and he's famous for being in Homeland and various other loads of stuff in the UK. And he suffered from a psychosis when he was in his early 20s. And so I started off watching the Alistair Campbell one, and I have to say, I started off thinking, oh, I'll just watch this for a little bit, but I was completely hooked by it. I think it was so personal for each of them, and each of them were so different, and they were being so honest and sharing their symptoms and like a personal diary kind of thing. And they were trying, obviously the programme was trying to help them and trying to help move them on and make them better in a way. And
but it's also
really
raising awareness.
Absolutely.
Really,
I had no idea. Psychosis I had no real idea about. I knew about depression because I've suffered from it myself, and anxiety. I've suffered from anxiety as well for a period in my life as well, and I have had panic attacks. So it was good for me because I could relate.
Yes.
So I could go, oh, that happened to me, and I can understand Nadia's symptoms, and I can understand Alistair's depression for a time, and it was really interesting. And I think for our own mental health and our own awareness of how people are and people we live with and things like that, I think it's a great place that we're in at the minute, that we're talking about it so much. And that programs like this are being made.
And I think that there are so many more things happening now to make people more aware, and that is fantastic. I mean, I too have suffered from depression and suffer from anxiety still on and off. And it was funny because when you first told me about it, the first thing we did was start sharing our anxiety symptoms with each other. But the thing that I thought was interesting is when Nikki told me, as I said, there is a lot more being done, but obviously still more needs to happen for that awareness, because I was trying to think of the only people in my life, in my circle, who I know have had mental health issues. And the only people that I'm aware of is a family member and you. And they're two people that I'm really, really close to. And I think there's this thing of us only opening up to people that we're really close to, and that you can't do it before then.
No.
And obviously you can't go up to someone and shake their hand and say, hi,
I've had depression.
I'm struggling at the moment, or something like that. That would be unusual. But I think that there's got to be somewhere in between. There's got to be people who you work with, or people on the internet who you can share your thoughts and feelings with, without that being a taboo or without that being unusual. Because it does help. The more you talk about it, the more stigma is removed from it, and the less shame is associated with it, and the more confident you feel about being able to get the help when you need it.
The less frightening it becomes as well. You take the fear out of it for yourself and for everyone else around you. I think that if someone came to me who had depression or who had anxiety, I feel like I would have a connection with them because I've experienced it. But also, even if I hadn't experienced it, as long as I knew about those things and knew what kind of things would be happening and stuff like that, it would take the fear out of it, and you would be more able to help them. And I think that's important.
I think when you're struggling and you're going through difficult times mentally, then your mind is not a very nice place to be. And the more you keep that kind of thing to yourself, you're staying in that horrible place. I think the more you speak to people outside, then the easier it is to bring all of that down a notch, quieten it a little bit. And if you just imagine every person you speak to just turns the volume down one notch, then it's worth doing.
Absolutely. So I highly recommend them. Go and check them out. There's seems to be a lot on the BBC with mental health awareness at the moment. So it's definitely worth checking them out. I was completely gripped and had to watch all three back to back. So that's,
and I haven't started yet, but that's only because since Nikki told me that, I knew I needed to have enough time to sit down and watch all three back to back, which I haven't yet had. Because whilst I've had the week off as well, I've been doing a lot of editing this week, and so I haven't really had much free time on my hands at all. The time I have used, I've used to do things like dye my hair or finally clear out the cupboard.
Get your ears pierced.
Yes, I did. So this morning, my daughter and I went to get our ears pierced.
Yay!
Just little studs at the moment.
I like those. They're kind of like, they're flat on the side. They used to be completely bowl shapes when I was little.
Well, they give you a choice. But I just thought they're the ones that I chose, and I just think that they're not bright silver, but they're also not dull tarnished silver, and I just think they're the most flexible, and they'll go with most things. My rings are platinum, so I wanted something on the silver end because that would go better.
It's really, I can't stop staring at her ears. It's really strange. mind. It's like, it's so unusual.
It is funny because obviously I went first, my daughter was watching on, and I was saying to her, no, it's absolutely fine, it doesn't hurt a bit. And then she sat in the chair and she went, you lied, it did hurt. And I said, yeah, but only for a second.
And then it's gone.
Yeah.
And they're not too bad now, are they? You said they're
no, they're fine, they're fine. But the good thing about us doing it together is that obviously we've now got a strict routine of making sure we turn them and clean them every morning and every night. And if we're doing it together, then we're more likely to remember, because believe it or not, my 10 or 11-year-old daughter actually has a much better memory than I do, so it's more likely her saying, Mum, we need to do our ears.
Do I need to text you in the morning saying you need to clean your ears?
No, we've decided to link it to cleaning teeth, because you need something to trigger it, don't you, to remind you. So, and you do that morning and evening, so you know, if we link it to cleaning our teeth, then it just means it will become a routine.
And how long are the studs in for?
6 to 8 weeks. So I think we'll probably aim for the 6-week end, assuming that they all go okay, just because we've got some lovely earrings that I want to wear.
In time for holiday.
That was the plan. Yes, exactly. So
amazing.
You're never too old.
You'll have to get Ella some earrings as well.
Well, we've said that the day we take these out, or that we're okay, we're going to go earring shopping. Maybe we'll take you too.
Yes,
seeing as you're the queen of earring shopping, you come with us.
I'm not getting any in today. I'm ready for going off for this family weekend wedding, so I'm dressed in travelling gear, so I'm not very glam, but
you will be.
My Vogue dress is coming out later. I'm wearing that this evening, and then I've got a lovely emerald ensemble for tomorrow.
Excellent.
So, yes, with all my leopard print accessories.
Yeah.
If you want to see a sneak peek, go and have a look on my Instagram.
Can't wait to see it. It's going to be gorgeous. It's funny because as soon as you said to me, she didn't even need to finish the sentence, but obviously I knew she was making this emerald green dress. And she said, so I was thinking for accessories, and I just went, leopard print. She went, yes. So that's how in tune we are, because that's exactly what I would have paired with it.
I had the shoes already, and then I bought the place that I bought the shoes from had a matching handbag, a little clutch bag, so I bought that just when I saw it, and I thought, well, that's the bag and the shoes done. But then I found this fascinator on eBay, and it's leopard print with feathers coming off the top of it, and I just knew that was the right for the whole finishing it off.
It's amazing. I'm gonna have to borrow that from you on stage, because it's just gorgeous.
It's really nice. I'm just going to pin my hair back. I think I'm going to pin it up first, and then I'm going to have it sat there on the side.
Perfect.
So that's all. Oh, it's exciting.
It is exciting. Yes. Yes. The other thing that we've got to share with you is something completely new. So this is a So Chic box, and it's actually been sent to us by a Parisian company, and they're called DP Studio, and they've partnered with a local boutique called Hamon. So Hamon provide the fabric and DP Studios provide the pattern. They combine them in these So Chic boxes. Now, if you go and click on the link below and have a look at their website, you will see that they're very much classic Parisian patterns. They're very classy styles, quite simple silhouettes, but that means that you get to have a bit of fun with the fabrics. So they did give us a choice, and I chose the Leia, I don't know if it's Leia or Leia, I always say Leia because I think of Princess Leia, but Leia blouse, which is an amazing pussy bow blouse. So I'm gonna just open it up so that you can see what comes with it.
Oh yes, let me take that from you.
So each kit you have a choice of fabrics, but I'm going to see if I can show you a picture of the pattern first. So I've got a line drawing here. Just make sure that will focus in. There you go. So you can see it's got this amazing fluted sleeve with a cuff on the end, and then it's got this tie, which rather than tie it in a bow, you just leave hanging long. And I just think it's really glamorous. It's also got this asymmetrical hem, if you can see that.
Ooh.
So a really, really interesting design. And I think the front of it is also asymmetrical. I think it actually comes across like this.
Nice.
Looking at the pattern pieces. So they send you the pattern, and then they send you the actual pattern sheets, are full-size A1 sheets.
And on paper.
On paper, ready to cut out, which is absolutely fantastic.
Tissue.
You hold that for me for a second.
Yes, I will.
And then also in the bundle comes the fabric. So they've sent me this amazing, it's like a seersucker, like a crinkle fabric, and it's got little fishes on it. I don't know if you can actually see the fishes. There you go. And I just think it's so cute, and it's the sort of thing that I wouldn't have found anywhere else. Well, it's cute, but it's glamorous at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it's really sophisticated novelty, if that makes sense.
It's one of those, it's an animal print where you don't realise from a distance it's an animal print.
Yes.
It might just look like a spot or like
well, on the picture
texture.
on the website, I didn't realise it was fish.
Yeah.
Like you say, it just looked abstract.
But when you get closer to it, you can see it's fish. But what I love is the fact that you get absolutely everything that you need.
Yes, exactly. So in there as well, in addition to the fabric, they've also sent me interfacing, and then in a separate little pouch here, we've also got a matching thread. So
Fantastic.
All good to go, and it's moon thread, which just happens to be our favourite kind of thread.
Yeah.
Although it looks like it's called Astra in Paris.
In France,
but it still coats, and it still looks like moon thread.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. So at some point, I think for me, it's much more of an autumn style.
The colour,
of and maybe the actual design as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to put away, and then around sort of September time, I'll start thinking about sewing it up.
Very nice.
So that's very nice. So thank you to DP Studios for sending that to us. Obviously, we'll link everything below so that you can go and check them out.
Yes.
But they have a whole range of designs, and they are really interesting. So make sure you go and check them out.
Yes. Fabulous. So what else did we want to talk
Well,
about?
the only other thing that I wanted to mention, it is something we've referred to on this before, but I've done a little bit more of it now, so I just wanted to evangelise a little bit about Yoga with Adriene, which is a YouTube channel, and she just has the best way of explaining things. So I'd done a few other things before, some of her smaller videos that are targeted for specific things, you know, yoga for sore muscles or yoga for when you can't sleep and that sort of thing. But I've decided to, as you know, I've mentioned on previous episodes that I'm trying to find ways to be more healthy. And so I decided to embark on her 30 Days of Yoga program, which she does, at the time she originally launched it, people were following along and doing it in real time with her. But obviously the videos are on the channel now, so I'm just doing it at any random time.
Yeah,
so I'm on day 4, and they're only 25-minute workouts, but what I'm loving is that each one targets specific things. So yesterday's was about kind of getting to know your, or maybe it's the day before, getting to know your body. So it's just about being very conscious about how your body moves and what you're capable of and that sort of thing. Yesterday's was all about your core. It was all about your abdominals and making sure that you're engaging them properly when you're doing your practices. And then this morning's one was all about your back. Right. So they were exercises that felt like they were working my abdominals more than anything, but then I guess having a stronger abdominals, it supports your back.
Yeah,
so you know, they're all connected. But I'm learning so much. So I've done yoga for a few years now, but there's so many little tweaks that she's offered up that have made me go, oh, that's better. I feel like I'm doing it better. So I would highly recommend it. Also, it's fun. And the thing that I found that I'm enjoying most is that she's not too strict about the rules. I always felt like everything else I tried was like, that's how you do down dog, and that's, you know, just hold that position, and your feet should be on the floor and blah blah blah. But also she teaches you to just relax a little bit, so she gets you to have a little wiggle when you're in the different postures, and just to see what feels good, and to sort of roll around and see kind of where the sore spots are and stretch them out and stuff. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm pairing that with a healthy eating regime that having looked at, we talked about vegan in a previous episode and that sort of thing, I decided that what I wanted to do was just to create something of my own, so it's not kind of tied into any one particular type of diet. I basically have been through my recipe books, and I found things that I've got lots of the things that I want to eat and not the things that I don't want to eat. And it just so happens it's quite low carb, so I'm not eating any potatoes, pasta, bread, anything like that. Lots and lots of vegetables, fridge full of vegetables. And so far everything that I've made has been incredibly tasty, and I've really been enjoying it. So you never know, at some point, if I end up like looking amazing in a couple of months, I'll release the Rachel diet.
Excellent.
No, I won't. But I might share my meal plan with you at some point if anyone's interested, assuming that it works. All I can tell you right now
is some recipes.
All I can tell you right now is everything tastes amazing and I feel really good. So.
Excellent.
But we are only 4 days in, so
yes. And we have still been walking. So I know we haven't talked about that for a few weeks.
No.
And it's good some weeks, and then other weeks it's not quite so good. And we've not been putting any pressure on ourselves about it. Just doing it whenever we can and whenever we have the time and things like that. This week we've done it. I've only been around for a couple of days, so we did it yesterday, and we took the kids with us yesterday, which was really nice.
Yeah.
So there was Rachel and I, the 4 kids and the dog.
Yeah.
And it was lovely.
Yeah, last weekend I walked my kids down to our local town and back, and we took a rucksack. We needed to buy some food, and we took a rucksack and put the food in it, and I walked back with the food on my back, and it was so funny because it changed how we shopped, because I was going, no, we can't buy that, it's too heavy, let's find something lighter.
Mommy, can I buy a watermelon? No, you cannot.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that was really good, because it probably took us 3 hours in total to walk there, do the shopping and walk back.
Nice.
And it was probably a good 8 to 10k that they walked.
Yeah.
So it was really good for all of us, and we had so many interesting conversations.
That's the thing I'm really enjoying. I do enjoy our conversations on route with you and I. I think there was one day we went the day after the last episode of Game of Thrones, and you just basically ranted at me.
Yeah, I was
for
power
the whole
walking
time
because I was so furious,
and I was going, and then she was just like talking at me, going, and then I was angry about this.
Yeah. It was the second to last episode. I have made my peace with Game of Thrones since then, just so you all know.
But the walking has helped. I definitely feel fitter. I like the kind of the gentle throbbing of my legs the next day, if that makes any sense, because I can feel as if I've done something, and it is helping. It's certainly helping my mood, which is great. I'm enjoying being outside. So that's it for this week. We really hope you have a lovely Sunday. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of What We Love this week.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week for some more lovely videos.
Yes, we'll see you then. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.